For some reason, that is the only place I've had it freeze up. I'm not really sure why, but... I'm also not sure why it put me here, because I wasn't down. It usually auto saves you right about where you are. Let's leave that there until I find a place I need to use it on. Damn it, Bobby. Okay, so I do have to do that again. But I'm doing alright. Angel, it's probably gonna be a rough night, but somebody's fault. Here we go. This is a lot harder than it looks. Like, I kinda wish it was a lock-on feature of some sort, you know? But nope, you just have to position yourself above it and drop down and open the mess. Alright, I'm gonna try this again, guys, but if it freezes on the racetracks again, then we'll probably just call it there, if that's alright with everybody. Because the only thing that I've really noticed, oh, let me move my, camera over a little bit. It tends to always freeze at these racetracks, and nowhere else so far. But I've also noticed that, you know, like I finish up my game, I go to the main menu, raid out, so GG's, pat on the back, and all that good shit. And when I got on the game today to start the game, it started giving me trophies I should have got yesterday. It was weird. Okay, so it does go faster, and the rings boost now. Alright, good. No, they didn't let me pop up. Son of a bitch. It's just hard. I think it's gonna get better, Angel. I think it's gonna go better now. But he's in a lot of pain right now. He's on the phone with me right now. But if you hear moaning, that's him. His legs they bother him at night when he sleeps because when he lays still, the nerves in his legs start shocking him. So he's just having a really bad leg night. It's not every night, but when he had the bad one. And this would be one of those nights. But he did finally have to put the temporary feeding tube in his nose. But I really think it'll only need to be there like maybe 3-4 days. I know it sounds bad, but because he's so nauseated, like just the food touching his mouth makes him want to gag, so he can't really eat it. And so this will bypass that gag reflex and get it to his stomach. And I think once he has a few days of just getting some good food in there, that he probably can get it out pretty quick and get back to eating because he'll probably start being nauseated. And so that's where we're going with the thought process anyway, Angel. That's where we're going with it, because it's like I told him. It's like I told him, I said, your body is just sometimes so ass backwards. Like, I've literally been nauseated because I'm hungry. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of signal is that? Why would you do that? Why would you make that? That doesn't make me want to eat at all. I've had, say on a really bad sinus day, and I got a lot of drainage, and I'm really sick to my stomach, and I'm nauseated, and I don't eat 'cause I'm nauseated, and then the nausea gets worse, and then I start getting a headache, and then everything starts feeling bad, but I don't feel hungry. I just feel crappy. And then I eat, and everything goes away. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of signal was that, body? Like, why would you make me nauseated to tell me you want food? You know what I mean? Sometimes your body just does not know what it wants. It really doesn't. And I think that's just, he's had a lot of, he's coming off of some strong pain medications because he got the chest tube out, which is a big plus. Chest tube is out, yes. But because he's not taking that really strong pain medicine right now, he's probably having some really bitchy withdrawals from it. And a lot of times withdrawals equal nausea, and nausea equals not being able to eat really good. So I think it's just a combination because, I've had people say, well, is he giving up? I'm like, no, he's not giving up. I said, he's just coming off with some really strong meds, and that's probably making him nauseated. And they're giving him some other meds, and that's probably making him nauseated. And, I was, because he's had to take some antibiotics, and those things always mess with your stomach. And, he's, and things are coming off the pain meds he's on, plus the antibiotics, plus some other stuff that messes with it. To the side effect, he's gonna have it. And so his stomach has just been so messed up the past, really the past week, that this probably should have been done earlier, really. We were just really hoping it didn't come to that, but it got to the point where he just couldn't even sip through a straw. And so I'm glad he went ahead and went, because me and him talked about it, I told him, I said, look, because I fought for him for a long time, did not put that in there. Because they wanted to do the stomach feeding too, but I was like, hell no. No. I was like, I will fight to the death for that one, because I had to have a feeding tube in my stomach before. And because I have really bad reflux, and so does he. Because they're like, oh, it's just a tube, it goes in there, you won't, it'll hurt, the surgery might hurt a little bit, but you won't feel it afterwards. My reflux is so bad, it ate through the little bulb that's supposed to hold the tube in there, and I would wake up in the morning, and I'd be over here, and my tube would be over there. And then you gotta, freak out and call the nurse to come immediately to put it back in. Because, when you get a nose ring, and if your nose ring falls out, that heals up so fast, really, really fast. Well, your stomach does the same thing. Your stomach goes into, emergency heal mode. And if you don't get that back in there in a couple hours, you gotta go have the surgery all over again. And so, so many times we be calling, Miss Nyla, my home health nurse, you gotta get over here right now, it came out. And she'd be flying, trying to get over here to get it back in, and after about the fourth or fifth time, we're like, okay, this ain't working. And they put a metal one in there. And that one lasted a couple years, and I ain't gonna lie, it could have came out a lot sooner. I was lazy, I was just like, I just don't feel like having another surgery. I was like, what, I'll just leave it in there, fuck it. I can put my liquid medicine shit in there so I don't have to taste it. And my body said, fuck you and your couch, and pushed the metal tube out. You want to talk about some pain? Oh my god. I felt like, when the alien pops out of the guy's stomach in the movie Alien, that's what it felt like. But I said, okay, we won't do that again. We will never do that again. And if it's time for something to come out, it will come out. And, I had so many problems. My point is I had so many problems with the stomach feeding tube that I told Miss Sue, I said, do not let them do that. Do not let them do that. I said, and I explained to her why. And because I know his reflux is as bad as mine, I'm like, I don't want him to go through the same problem. It'll just be another hole they gotta heal. And so they'd mentioned wanting to do the nose when I was like, babe, I'm not trying to get you to do anything you don't want to, but the nose when it's not bad. He's like, hell, it's not, it is. I'm like, okay. I didn't mean it's not bad pain-wise. I mean, at least it can come right out. It's not gonna fall out your nose, and when they're done, they'll just pull it out, and you're good. And I was like, but you gotta do it because it's been so many days since you haven't eaten. I'm like, you're not all there. Because at one point he was like, I took my pain medicine around 9, babe, just so you know. I'm like, no, you didn't. He's like, yeah, I did, babe. I'm like, no, you didn't. He's like, yeah, I did, babe. I'm like, babe, it's 8:30 now. Unless you went to the future and took it. No, you haven't taken it yet. He's like, oh, I forgot about the time change. I'm like, babe, it's 8:30 when. I'm like, babe, it's 8:30 when the time changed. I'm like, my clock is fixed, babe. It's 8:30 now when the time changed. So unless you still went into the future and took it, you didn't take it at 9. He's like, oh, well then I guess I took it at 8. You know, and it's just stuff like that. You know, it would just you could tell it was going downhill. You know. And that's why, you know, I posted I was gonna go into heal mode because, you know, I don't sugarcoat stuff, but I think it's important to be blunt and honest, you know. And I told him, I said, you're not hungry anymore. You're nauseated because of the medicines and stuff, but you're not hungry anymore because your stomach has given up asking for food. And if your stomach has given up asking for food, it's going to start trying to find nutrition elsewhere. And when I say elsewhere, your body will start eating the muscle tissue of itself to try and keep you alive long enough to get to food. And I said, you know, you have muscular dystrophy. You don't have much muscle to eat up, babe. I said, you'll be dead in a week if you don't do this. And he's like, but you don't understand. I'm like, I understand more than anybody in this world, babe. But you need to do it. I said, I'm just telling you exactly the scientific facts of what's going to happen. And I said, and I told him, I said, if you don't want to do this anymore, babe, I will be in your corner. If you want to put your do not resuscitate back on, you know, and you want to just make you comfortable and let you go, I'll be there for you there too, man. I was saying, but you've gone through an awful lot of shit right now to not want to be around. I said, you know, you've been in there fighting for like hell for 2 weeks now. I said, you've gone through a whole lot of shit to not want to be there. I said, so I don't think you don't want to be there. I think you're just not thinking right now because you're hungry. And your body's starting to shut down. I said, so just think about what I said and go with it, alright? I said, I'm going to tell you, I said, I'm going to be honest with you. Because you don't have the do not resuscitate on. Because he took it off when he went in. Because he really wants to get out and live. I said, because you took that off, the doctors have the authority to do this whether you want it or not. Because it's now, if they see you can't make a decision for yourself, it becomes their job to do everything they can do to save your life because you asked for them to do it. And I said, so that tube's going to go in really whether you want it or not. I said, but it would be so much nicer if you went with it. Because you know you need it. And I said, it's not going to be there for a long time. I said, give it, maybe half a week. And he's like, they said it had to stay in like a couple days. I said, that's what I said, babe. Bitch, listen, half a week. And, but he put it in there, and now, because of that, he can actually take his pain, because he couldn't even take his pain medication. Because, like I said, they stopped the really strong IV stuff once the chest tube came out. They stopped the really strong IV stuff, and we're trying to get him back on his regular meds and get him kind of weaned down, you know. But he couldn't swallow a pill, because he was so nauseated. And he even tried, he tried so hard last night to take one just crushed up in some pudding. And he would just throw in the pudding up. And me and the nurse even asked, like, you want to pour some water in it? So it'll be like watery pudding. It'll taste like shit, but, you know, maybe you can swallow it if it's thinner. And he was like, no, I said, I'm gagging like crazy. So, you know, and he couldn't do it. And so now they're able to crush it up and put it in, like a saline solution and put it in just through the tube. So he can get his pain medicine and stuff that he needs. So, big bonus. Because at first he thought that the nurse was saying that he'd give him a pill, and he's like, I can't do it, I can't. And me and the nurse had answered his name, and they were like, no, babe, they're gonna crush it up and put it in your feeding tube, it'll go straight past your mouth. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, do that, definitely do that. And so I think that's gonna be really helpful to him in the long run for the next couple of days. And just get his stomach used to food again, because it's like when somebody's stranded and they can't, they gotta wait on help, and they don't have food for several days. They're starving, but you can't feed them everything they want, or they'll die. Their stomach will bust and they will die. You have to slowly ease them back into food. And same way with him. Like I told him, I said, you're gonna have to take like little baby bits of stuff first, just to get your stomach used to getting to work again. I said, 'cause it's probably shrank, I said, but every time you take a little food and take a little food and take a little food, it'll start eventually stretching back to its normal size. I said, it's like, I said, just think of like a person that has gastric bypass surgery. They're supposed to take like the palm of their hand, and that's how much food they eat every like 2 or 3 hours. I said, they eat little bits 5 times a day because their stomach is not the same size it was. I said, so that's what you're gonna be doing. You're just eating little bits every couple hours until your stomach gets back to the way it was. I said, just give it a few days, let your stomach kind of get used to working again. I said that'll help with your reflux, which will make you feel less nauseated, which will make you actually able to eat. And we ain't told nobody in the hospital, but he has a medical marijuana card, so we can we can munchie the fuck out of him. I told Miss Sue that too. I was like, bring them over. And poor Mama, she didn't know that that's what they even does. She was like, does it make you hungry? I was like, yes. Oh my God, yes. And I said, don't you notice every time he eats a gummy, it's like, hey, Daddy, can I have some chips and milk? Hey, Daddy, can I have some piece of pie? Hey, Daddy, can I have one of my chocolate cakes? Hey, Daddy, can I have a brownie? I said, he calls it feeding his fat. He will munch the shit out of stuff after he eats one. He don't take it to get high, he takes it for pain, but, I said, once we get you, if that stays in for a few days, get your stomach used to actually doing this work again, I said, then we can, gummy your ass up, and get you the fucking munchies, and you can eat whatever the hell you want. And then that tube come right out, you gain all your weight back, you go home. But I told him, you just gotta show them that you are trying to get you. I'm like, you ain't gotta be perfect when you go home. But then you gotta show them that you're trying to get better. Yes, Ma, as long as it's not soup, because the bastard would rather die than eat soup. But you're right, Ma, potato soup is just the most delicious thing in God's green earth. It's one of the most delicious things ever. And I actually tried to tell him that, like, way back in the day, when we were talking about, I was like, oh yes, Mom made potato soup, and he's like, ew. I'm like, don't you ew me, boy, potato soup is fucking delicious. And he's like, soup is gross. I'm like, no babe, I'm telling you. It's not like broth soupy soup, it's thick, it's good stuff. And he's I'm not to get that recipe from me sometime, Mike. But like I said, and I don't know if you do what we do, but we make it as unhealthy as fucking possible. Like, sour cream goes in that shit, shredded cheese goes in it, bacon bits, everything that you would do to make like a loaded potato. I mean, and by the time we're done with it, it's totally not healthy at all. But my God, it is good. It is so so good. And I honestly feel like and this is the thing, and Ike will even tell you. He's like, in 30 years, you've never steered me wrong when he said something is good, and I didn't believe you, and I tried it, and it was. He's like, so if there's something that she said is good, it probably is good, and I've just never had it good. And so, because it took me 3 years, to convince him that a spinach pizza does not taste like spinach. Because I got hooked on those things. I got fucking hooked on those things so bad. Like Domino's makes a badass spinach feta pizza. And I didn't know this until like a couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna eat the hell out of Domino's now. But we I kept telling him because I used to get the frozen ones, and the frozen ones were actually really good. And he's like, "That's gross, babe. Spinach is not going on pizza." I'm like, "Babe, it doesn't taste like spinach." Oh, that's all. I really do need to get you the recipe, Mine, because my brother's lactose intolerant. He's not as bad as he used to be, but he does have to be careful how much he eats lactose-wise, or he will tear his stomach to bits. But yeah, I'll have to nab that recipe from you, Mine. For sure. But yeah, all right, I appreciate it. But for 3 whole years, I argued with that bastard that a spinach pizza does not taste like spinach. It's not a veggie pizza. It's literally just you can't even tell it's in there. If I didn't tell you spinach was in there, you would never know. And he's like, "Nah, no thanks." Well, we used to have a place called Mellow Mushroom, which was this thing god of pizza places, and sadly, it is gone. This COVID shit killed a whole bunch of restaurant chains, and that was one of them. And oh my lord, that was one of the best places for pizza on God's green earth. And they made a magical mystery tour pizza because it was a Mellow Mushroom. Everything was kind of drug name, sort of. And so the magical mystery tour was spinach and feta and mushrooms, and I can't remember what other cheeses that were in it, but instead of tomato sauce, it was pesto sauce, but there was mushrooms and spinach and jalapenos, and it was, I mean, oh my god, it's to die for. And he sat there and he watched me eat it, and he's like, "Okay, I'll take one bite." You can do without the onions, Mine. The onions can leave. It's fine. But no, I finally got him to take a bite of my pizza, and he fucking devoured the slice. He's like, "Oh my god, that's heavenly." I'm like, "I told you, spinach pizza doesn't taste like a damn spinach." Same thing with Chinese food. We argued for years over Chinese food. He's like, "Chinese food nasty." I'm like, "It's not nasty. It's the world's best food. It's delicious, man." He's like, "It's nasty. It's not. It's nasty. It's not. It's nasty. It's not." Then they said, fast forward a couple years on that one too. And he made the comment, he's like, "Babe, I don't like Chinese food because it all tastes like soy sauce." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, no, no, no. It does not taste like soy. Somebody is giving you bad Chinese food, my dude." And he's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, it should never taste like soy sauce. Somebody just drowned that shit in soy sauce because it's bad Chinese food." And he's like, "Okay, I'll call your bluff." So when he came to visit me, we took him to our favorite Chinese restaurant. And he's like, oh my god, it's delicious. Like, see, I tell you, I do not lie about this stuff. But I still haven't convinced him about potato soup, and I probably never will. But I wish he would try it. I really do think he would like it. I do. It was. Let me take my arthritis meds and medicine here real quick, and let's try to beat us a record here. But nah, to answer, like I said, I know it was a very long answer to a very short question, Angel, but I think this team will help him a lot. And once he gets back to where he can eat, and his stomach is used to processing food again, I don't think he'll be there much longer. I don't. I think he'll make it out pretty quick. Like I said, the chest tube's out, and that was the hardest part, you know what I mean? So now we just gotta get him healthy again, so he can go home. Because he does have a couple sores and stuff, bed sores and stuff, just from, being in bed so long. But that's something Miss Sue can take care of. She's been doing it for 42 years. And I don't think they'll have a problem letting him go home and take care of that from home, because Miss Sue knows what she's doing. Because as much as people are trying, I'm seeing a lot of rage at the hospital for, what's going on. The doctors have been great, and most of the nurses and staff have been great. It's really not the hospital, it's the damn administration. It's, the people that own the building. It's really those that have caused the most problems. And, I mean, there's a couple staff, that we can do without, but for the most part, it's really just the administrators. And, listen, all the doctors have just been super, and they've been really good about listening to him and what he wants and his wishes and needs, and, and not just writing him off and talking over him, So they've been great, and they've been working really hard to get him out. They want him home as much as he wants to go home. So they're taking good care of him. Damn it, Bill, get it right, get it right. You need something, man?
Well, I love you.
Love you too, man. Since it's only 5 minutes away, babe. Happy anniversary.
Yes, sir.
We got this, babe. We got this. And then me and you gonna stick our face in a bowl of gummies and just get stoned out of our mind. no! 3 seconds over a minute. I gotta do it in under a minute to get credit for it. 4 seconds. Son of a bitch. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't just sit here and throw my head against the wall because you definitely need this broom. And by the way, guys, it's almost midnight. Hold on. It is almost midnight, and in 2 minutes, not only will me and Akira be married 21 years, I will be 44 years old. That's right. March 13th is my birthday. So, it is about... Now, I don't know if... I mean... I don't know that I'm going to be doing a marathon on my birthday with, but we'll see, we'll see. Oh, really? Well, if I don't catch you Friday, Angel, happy birthday. Because me and Ike will probably be watching Friday Night SmackDown on Friday, but if I do not catch you, happy birthday. Happy birthday. But yep, I was born on March 13th, Friday the 13th. So yeah, I double whammy. And I love going around telling people that are superstitious about that. They're like, yeah, I was born on Friday. People look at me, I turned out fine. It's just a myth. There's nothing wrong with Friday the 13th. It's fine. See, look at this. You got, if you do that to people that are superstitious, oh my god, you freak them the fuck out, and it's hilarious. It's so hilarious. Thank you. 44 years I have been here, and I wasn't supposed to make it past year 1. Say what, man? Thank you, man. You still owe me a gift, though. I'm just letting you know that when you get out, you still owe me, alright? Just letting you know. You can't say that, you skipped it because you got such a small thing like a collapse lung. I mean, that's no excuse. But nah, man, we're gonna celebrate good time when you get out. Damn it, I missed the ring. I missed the fucking ring.
Acid, alright, big angel.
Say what, babe?
Happy birthday, angel.
I said to you, happy birthday, Angel. Man said we're probably watching some Friday Night SmackDown so we can watch Hill Cena. Just so you know, babe, that's my new GF.
Alright.
I said that's my new GF. I told him I was gonna go heel bail on your ass to get you to do what you need to do to get out of there. And I put John Cena beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes as my GF. I always hit that last boost too fast, son of a bitch. No, fuck. Oh my god, we had that. Angel said tell you thank you very much and she loves you. But I'm doing this one. I don't care. We're at least getting this one fucking done before I get off here. It's so hard to measure because Because, like, when you go up, you can't, like, just do, like, a small jump or a big jump. It's which one. Bullshit! Bullshit! Oh my god. Well, at least a couple more good tries. If nothing else, I'll have to go researching charms, and then we'll come back to it later.
Names.
You okay, Rick? I'm sorry, what, babe? I'm so sorry, what? What about the stream? Do you need me to call the nurse?
No. Hello? First, what? Family?
Oh, which one?
Security.
What was the name again?
Security. I like that.
What's it, babe? Mom's got me licking the spatula real quick. Okay, I'm sorry. Not who? Trudy. Yeah. She did what today? No.
Yeah.
Did anybody know why she killed herself? Huh? Divorce?
Yeah.
Oh, baby, that ain't no reason to kill herself. I sure do hate that. She was really nice.
Yeah.
You and Mom are just rays of sunshine as far as news, aren't you? Alright, come on, come on, come on. If we can't do it, we can't do it. I'll look for charms, though. That is so bullshit. I have no idea how you get in under a minute. I mean, I am zigging and zagging. I am bobbing and weaving. This is bullshit. But what I was saying, guys, and this gets back to, my fault teasing me for, because I do some stupid hard challenges just because. I really do. But certain things you collect in this game, they're not meant for a trophy. Excuse me, sorry. But, like, the deliveries, I would restart them a million times to make sure they were perfect because you didn't get paid unless they were perfect in this game. And to those who are just tuning in, this is, Mika and the Witch's Mountain by Chibig Studios. Really great game, really. There seems to be a few quirks with it freezing on the racetracks, and for some reason you don't get the trophies till the next day sometimes. I'm not sure why that is, but it's nothing a patch or two can't fix up. Overall, it's totally worth it. The game is an awesome experience. I've had no trouble with the controls. It's all been this. It's great. It's really a great game so far, and I can't wait to get back into it. But what I was saying is, you needed the money to upgrade your broom, so that you could fly faster. Like right now, we're able to boost where we couldn't boost before, so we can get places quicker. Which is why we're getting so close to a minute, as opposed to before it was like a minute and 15 seconds or so. So we're shaving seconds off really good. But there's also these little statues I've been picking up, and those statues are actually currency as well. And you use those statues little statuettes, to buy, charms, and different charms do different things. So there may be a charm that helps me go a little bit faster, or maybe boost a little quicker, to shave just those last few little seconds off. Because I mean, if there's none of that, I have no idea how you do it. I'm gonna do it, I just don't know how you do it. But for now, if you will, sit tight and chat, guys. We're gonna raid on out. Because Vel needs food too. So if you will, just sit tight. Let me do my outro and let me find us a good raid. And I'd really appreciate it if you'd stick around for both of those things. You don't have to stay in the stream that I raid us to. But if you'll stay long enough to count as a viewer and wish them well, just let them know that they'll send you so that same love and support that y'all show me every single time we stream. And just be you guys, you awesome selves. You're very welcome, Angel. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time I'm gonna start. I may start early and try to do like say maybe like a 3 to 3, kind of 12 hour thing. But we might have a little 12-hour marathon going on. But I can't promise you exactly what time I start because my caretaker comes on Thursday mornings to help me with my bath and whatnot, and I can't blow her off to do that because she does kind of need to get paid. But so when that finishes up, I will let y'all know as soon as I get everything, done up for the day that I need done. We'll see if we can get us a good little marathon in for the birthday and anniversary. And I'll have to figure out what we're gonna play then. Much love to you too, Angel, from both of us. But to everybody out there, you can catch me every. What the hell is my? I have no idea what my stream is showing. Yeah. Okay, following. Yes, that's where I want to be. I'm sorry. My it's like every few updates they change the layout on Twitch, and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? But you can catch me here every Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, as well as Wednesday and Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Eastern. So no matter where you're from, no matter what time zone you're in, no matter what side of the pond you're on, no matter what your work schedule might be, there's always room for Vale's Corner. I do mainstream horror, I do indie reviews, which is what we're doing right now. I also do cult classic games, as well as I do artwork, which I won't be doing artwork until the hubby can come home from the hospital, because I use my phone as my camera. It's a hillbilly rig stream, man, but it works. But it's definitely a hillbilly rig stream. And but no, we're gonna listen. I just do plain old fashioned pencil, charcoal, paper, whatever. I do animated, I do charcoal, I do portraits, whatever is requested of me. And I got 4 different redeems for artwork that I gotta make sure to get done. And as soon as the hubby gets home, we'll artwork our way through all of them. But let me see. Like I said, when the hubby is able to, once he gets home, we get the strength back. The hubby I carry, love over all things wrestling, as well as variety streamer, and we co-op and co-stream. When I say we co-op, we do 4090, Phasmophobia, keep Among Us in our back pocket for those chill community days, and we also co-stream. When I say co-stream, when we both want to, because of our disabilities, we can't live in the same house together. But he lives with his grandparents in Louisiana. I live with my parents in Mississippi. But when we want to experience a single player game together, we pop that game at the same time, we put our streams up at the same time, and we stream it together. So that we can watch each other play, as well as show all of you how very differently we tackle the same game. And by that I mean, if you want to see all the crazy completionist challenges, right over here. If you want to see the game ever end, you go see my hubby. And if any of that, we work on Final Fantasy Rebirth at the moment, as well as Control. And like I said, it might be a little bit before we get back to it, but we will be getting back to it, guys. But if any of that tickles your fancy, show both of us some follow love. I'd really appreciate it. Last but not least, my main social is Twitter/X, and if you have a Twitter/X account, be sure and give me a follow. Show that love. I'd appreciate it. I let people know when I'm on stream, and if I gotta change anything up for real life reasons. And like I said, just listen, let me know. And as well as promote the hell out of all of y'all who have made each and every stream I do completely awesome and been so fantastic in supporting both of us during this time. Listen, my hours are a little more than normal, but I'm trying to make sure to keep at least half a Curie Nation open for all you guys. Stop by, check in on the hubby, and see what Mel's up to in the meantime. Let me see what we gonna do. You know what, guys? I have not rated the old Scoobert in about a week and a half because I haven't time. I just haven't caught him on. And so let's go show our friend Scoob some love. If you have never experienced the Scoobert, you're in for a treat. He's a really hilarious, really funny, great friend to me in the hubby since almost day one of all of our streaming. And listen, just fun to be around, guys, and a really great friend. So let's go show him that love. He's doing some Monster Hunter Wild, which I'm not really a big Monster Hunter person, but I want to play that one. I really do. It looks fantastic. It's like they cherry-picked the best things from every Monster Hunter game ever made and put it into one game. Let's go show my boy Scoob we have not forgotten. I know he probably thinks I have since I haven't rated him in so long. So thank y'all for being here again. Have a lovely night. And I'll see you tomorrow. Like I said, I will be sure and post it up as soon as I figure out what time I want to start. And we'll get that marathon raid and we'll get the best stream we have ever made. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be awesome. Night night lady, thank you for being here. Thank you too, Angel. Thank you everybody for being in Smash. Y'all have all been fantastic. And have a good one, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I think it's up. I don't know, right?
What, babe?
I don't know.
One second, I've been finished shutting my stream down.
Valsky? I didn't even see Valsky was on. Valsky! This is my fault. The champion. This is my fault. Thank you for that raid, Val. I appreciate that. I saw Haikiri, Dad, and I thought Haikiri was here. I was excited.